Hi, it's Dr. Doug Curtis.
And UC Curtis from Dyslexic and Unstoppable. Our mission is to help dyslexics rediscover their inner power.
Right, and as part of that, we're putting together this series for you to really make this summer coming up productive so that your child can have a really successful year next year. And so this is the next video in the series, and this one is about using audiobooks, right, and other tools.
Yeah, well, I noticed that when our son was struggling, one of the things that he always wanted to read books that were not easy books, even though he was struggling. He would want to have science books and all
biographies or that kind of stuff.
Things that are difficult, right? But he was like, you have to go with what your child likes. If he likes Biscuit the dog, then go with Biscuit the dog. But if he likes science and astronomy and there was Mars and all kinds of things, if you can find a subject that, even though it could be a little advanced sometimes, he would he would go to bed at night. So when you go to bed at night, see, it's another way of saying you're not forcing them during the day when they're playing with your friends, but at 9 o'clock at night, instead of watching TV, they could do a 20-minute, 15-minute of, he loved it. He would go to bed at 8:30 and then he would put his audiobook on and you would read it and you would be, engaged and you have to find a way to make it fun, right? It has to be fun.
Yeah, and I think that also motivates them to move through the book. Once they hear the book, even if they listen to the whole book first and then go on to read it, by hearing the book and getting what the story is, then they can kind of get into the story. When they're really struggling with reading, sometimes even though they love stories, which, back when Felix Alexander was really young, and he would love for us to read to him before we got him to help, but it was tough for him to read a story. So using the audiobook, then he's got the story in his mind, then he's like, oh, this is kind of a cool story, and so he's kind of motivated to read.
Right.
So it also.
And if you also do like we did Learning House, so if you do classes in the summer to help out with whatever issues you're having with reading and writing with a school specifically for dyslexics, they help you coordinate things like, he loved dogs and things like that, so they would have stories around dogs and books around dogs and like something that he loves to do, and it makes a difference for them because it's not just a chore, because they're doing actually, he loved it. When he graduated, he wanted to keep going. But it's not every child that finds it easy. I understand that. Or fun, or some kids.
It's just not for them. So you need to help coordinate it with them and find the right fit. Right.
But as long as you can find something that keeps them going and keep the momentum, right?
Right. So that actually will be the main subject for our next video, which is how you keep your child going to go through this. All right. So wait for that one coming up next.
Thank you.
Thanks.